Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We already know Thailand is one of the agricultural leading countries in the world. Also, the farmers here are regarded as the backbone of the countries. However, around 5 million of our farmers still living under the poverty lines. But either they are under or above the poverty lines, they all are sharing the same problems. We are also waiting for the pictures to come up as I'm speaking now, because the farmers also having the problem as we're having the technical problems here as well. I'll keep going as the picture will come up. But you can imagine after me, the farmers, I'm sure you can imagine the pictures of the farmers. As I mentioned, the farmers are sharing the same problems as like the first one. Farmers generally grow things that they are familiar with, or the things that they think they can sell, or something that they have seen their neighbors grow and could sell very well last year, or could get a good price. This year, what they will do, they will grow exactly the same thing, and then it ends up flooding the market. Second, when we talk about agricultural products, it's commodity. The price is fluctuated all the time. In the rainy season, the cabbage may worth about $1 per kilo, but in winter, it's only worth about 7 cents. Not to mention how many farmers are still struggling to find the market and to get into the market. This makes them fear to actually take a risk or to change something or to do something different from other farmers. Also, it is very hard to many farmers to be free from the debt cycles, because there are the conventional farmings that keep them bound to the high cost of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. And the government policies are not helping either, because they're giving out advance loans in terms of chemical fertilizers, and they're giving out credit cards to the farmers to get them hooked to the chemical loans even easier. And how could I know about all of this stuff? Because my family is also a rice growing family. We've been growing rice for generations. And myself also a farmer, but I'm a bit more fortunate than many millions of my fellow farmers. Therefore, we could see the bigger picture. We could acknowledge the problems, to realize the opportunities, and to find a better way to help improve the quality of life of our farmers. And today, we're presenting the solution for that.
The organic market in Thailand alone is worth $80 million with a substantial growth rate of 15% per year. So CSA Munching Box will be a perfect platform for this, to connect the supplier, which is a farmer and artisanal food producer, to the urban discerning group of our customer. So the farmer will provide us with fresh organic produce, and the artisanal food producer will provide us with the artisanal food product. And in return for the farmer, we'll help them with gaining organic certification, crop planning, product development, and we also guarantee them fair price. And we will deliver this box to our customer on a subscription weekly basis, ranges from 1 month to 12 months. So the key issue for us is this one is we are a subscription-based model that customer actually, we know our customers show their commitment in advance with us by paying well beforehand for our services. And on the other hand, we can plan in advance for our demand, so we can minimize our waste and reduce the carbon footprint in the process as well. So we aim to build a long-term relationship with the supplier and our customer. So in this box, as you can see over here, we have all fresh organic fruit and vegetables, which is seasonally grown from small-scale farmer. And we have various add-on products that we provide, such as organic rice, organic egg, that can be added on to their boxes as well. So our main target group of customers is a discerning group of customers who care about what they eat, the people producing the product, and where the food comes from. They tend to have high purchasing power. So in order to acquire this group of customer, we gain entry to them through various strategic key entry point, and we offer them product variety. So once they're into it with us, we aim to trade them up by increasing the basket size to our various add-on products, such as from the artisanal food producer. And we also have seasonal product that we offer to our customer as well. So in order to retain a customer, we have various CRM activities, such as food hack event, where the artisanal food producer come in and show the demystification of the food to our customer, such as microbrewery, spirulina, and etc., and butchery. And we have also take a customer to farm visit to see how we work with the farmer in crop planning. And in order to ensure the organic quality of a farm, we work with a farmer in group of cluster, such as we have cluster of farmer in Wang Nam Kieo,ศรีสะเกษ Mae Hong Son. And we are always looking to add more to this cluster. And on the customer side, the customer also grow automatically in their cluster as well, such as in a group of school, health club, embassy, and residential complexes. And we also aim to add more, such as weekend market, where we go to attain more customer. So for example, this is one of our events at St. Andrew International School, where Munching Box act as a drop-off point for the boxes, and we do fundraising with the school. And currently we have 30 subscribers at the school on the Parent-Teacher Association. And let me just introduce you to our management team. Mr. Kongkai is handling our operation. Nitipong is handling our finance. Brian is a production expert. Lalana is a CEO, and she's a farmer herself, as we mentioned before. And I'm Sanjay, I'm handling the marketing. So let's get to the most exciting part, the finance. So right now we have 350 subscribers, and by the end of 5 years, we aim to reach 10,000 subscribers, which will translate to the revenue of $7.9 million. And with every boxes we sell, we have a hefty gross margin of 60%. This in turn will turn into a net profit margin of 22% and $1.7 million at the end of year 5. And the total investment we require for this is $350,000. This is to help facilitate our logistics that is reflected in our growth plan, and to ensure we have highly skilled personnel in group of cluster to ensure the organic quality of our product. And this venture will provide an NPV of $3.7 million, IRR of 84%, and a payback period of 2 years. And we are seeking outside investment of $300,000, and in return we'll give back 20% of our equity and 145% of ROI to our investor.
So beside the financial benefits, let me walk you through quickly as what we believe are so important in terms of the social impact. Because CSA Munching Box is an innovative business platform. We're providing organic trainings and also the crop planning with the farmers. Also, we provide the market access and a stable income for the farmers as well. On average, our farmers will get about 20% higher than the conventional market price. 20% may sound not much, but it is a stable increase of the income for them. Together with the organic farming techniques that allow them to save the cost on the production. So saving plus the stable increase of the income, that will help reduce the poverty of the farmers. And after 8 months of testing the system, testing the concept and the logistics system, and then we have almost 350 subscribers in our database now, and that make us bigger than many CSA models already. And also, so far, we have delivered almost 3,500 boxes, or about 12 tons of produce. Not to mention, over $20,000 that we generated back to the farmers. Every box that we deliver will generate $8 back to the farmer directly, plus the market opportunities to the food entrepreneurs as well. Imagine the market opportunities and the social impact that we create with a platform of 10,000 subscribers on board. I might be a fortunate one now among many millions of the farmers, but please join us to make this happen. We believe we can do better, and we are doing it now. So help us as either investors or partners, or even subscribing now today to create platform that help the farmers tackle the challenges and help create many, many more fortunate ones like us. Thank you.
Let me remind again, team who hasn't presented yet, please leave the room. And the judges, please.
Oops, sorry. Thanks so much for the presentation. I'd love to hear a bit more about the farmer network and kind of who they are today and who you envision them to be in the future. So, in order to support your growth plan, you're going to need a fairly wide-reaching network of smallholder farmers, I imagine. So, I'd love to hear how you plan on building that. And in addition, are the farmers that you're working with now organic farmers, or are you going to be kind of ushering them through the conversion process from conventional to organic? And in the latter case, what's involved in terms of costs and time and outlay?
I'll try to cover all your questions, but our team will help if I miss anything. So basically, at the moment, we have like 4 main clusters of the farmers we're working with, like around the country on different regions. One's from my own hometown in Sisakhet as well. And currently, with the production that we use is actually less than 10% of the capacity that they can do. So we still can grow much more. But to reach that big numbers that we're aiming for, there will be more farmers involved for sure. But as I mentioned, I also a farmer myself, and I come from the background of the rice growing family. So I have the network of the farmers, about 3,000 farmers in my province that we can slowly expand to them as well. And in terms of the type of farmers that we are working now, we have both that are already familiar with the agricultural organic farming already, and some that's quite new. We are working on both of them, and for the new one, we're giving them more trainings and things to get them more familiar with it. But overall, what we're trying to do, we're trying to get all the farmers go through the organic certification process, because I myself have involved with my families and my neighbors in my province, converting them from conventional rice farming to organic rice farming about 6 years ago. So we know the process is going to take time to get the certification. Also depends on what kind of certification we are talking with, but we can start with the national level, which will take about 1 to 2 years to get that. That will be about the time that might take. But at the same time, our customers now, they also understand what we are trying to do, and we can ensure them, like from day one that we start with the farmers, there will be no chemical pesticides or fertilizers input into the production, and they accept that. That also a good thing that quite help us with this.
Sorry, I'd like to add to that as well from a production perspective. You've got to remember as well, certification comes in all shapes and forms, and very often certification, you're asking about what was involved. Certification is really based on a process in terms of auditing. There's really nothing inside any of the standards that relate to quality of produce. And so we're viewing the certification and the organic standards at the moment as really the baseline, the entry point for farmers, no matter what the standards are. And we're trying to work really hard to get them to grow better quality crops. Definitely more nutritional dense fruit and vegetables, and I think for us that really is the goal. I mean, we want to have certification, yes, to access the market and to provide a source of confidence for customers, but that's not good enough. We need to go much, much further than that, and our farmers are fully aware from the get-go that that's what we're aiming for.
You've had 8 months of experience now. I wanted to get a sense, ultimately, for your revenues to work, you're going to need to retain the customers that you deliver these boxes to. Of the customers you've been delivering to, I don't know how you measure this, but what percentage are buying, continue to buy month on month? How many drop off after the first month? If you could just give me a sense of how sustainable this is right now.
I'm back again. At the moment, our retention rate is about 70%, and the standard that we are aware of in the US is about 75%. The US is certainly the most mature out of all the CSA programs as far as we're aware. And I think the 70% we can jump up much higher, and it really is because we're new. I mean, 8 months is not much. It's very young for a product. By all intents and purposes, the feedback that we have been getting from the more recent customers, particularly those that subscribe for 1 month, which is really the trial period, 9 times out of 10, they immediately opt up for a 3-month or a 6-month. And so I think people are getting used to us. We're getting used to the way of dealing with folks in terms of fresh produce. And it just seems to be getting better and better all the time.
Can I also just add to that a little bit as well, to see kind of like how we get growing as well? Since we started like the first week, we started only, say, 2 boxes to testing out and things. And in the second week, the numbers like double every single week after that. And but like the first 6 months is also still like trying and also, you know, learning the errors and the customer getting to know us more. And like since this year, like starting in January and February, we already see our incomes actually double of what we did 6 months ago within 2 months.
I have a question about your brand strategy. It seems to me you've got 2 brands, Raitong Organics Farm and CSA Munching Box. Which brand is at the heart of your business?
That's actually a very good question. Because we first started as Raitong Organics Farm. I have to admit that, because starting from rice. And CSA Munching Box originally also, the idea was like a tool to help us help the farmers convert to organic farming much easier and to get wider group of farmers to convert into organics. But once we starting the Munching Box also growing by itself as well and becoming strong by itself. But the Raitong Organics Farm also helping is backing up as like a reliable source of like certified organic farm. We've been experienced on this already. So it makes the customer more, you know, having like better trust on us. So both actually complementing each other.
What is the maximum number of customers you could serve today if you used all of the organic crops you grow today? And part 2 of the question is, how many customers do you need to then flip the farmers that you're talking about to be organic?
For the first question, the maximum that we can do today, right? It's also the limitation of the productions and the limitation of our current facilities as well. On the production side, with the numbers of farmers that we have and also the land we have, I think we can accommodate like 1,000 customers easily in terms of the production side. But in terms of facilities, it's still limiting us. Maybe probably about, with the current warehouse now, maybe like 500 per week. Yeah, 500 customers per week. What's your second question again?
Second question is, if you had 10,000 customers, is that enough to flip? How many farms does that flip to being organic? Or if you had 100,000 customers, is that enough of a critical mass to cause an increasing number of farmers to become organic?
This is also quite a tricky question as well. It's to get like 10,000 subscribers, we can get 6,000 of farmers involved for sure. But when we talk about like how many exactly that we can start flipping, it is also based on the type of crops that you're growing, because different crops also giving different yields, and then so it's come to different, say, size of land that we're gonna need to use. So it's very detailed to get into that as well.
Sorry, to talk about a tipping point for farmers is extremely difficult, and you've got to remember as well that, for example, if you get up to 100,000 customers, you're gonna need several thousand farmers, and you're gonna start competing then with other sectors as well. As Toy mentioned earlier, government policies are not helping. Other sectors are certainly not helping either, and among mainstream agriculture, whether it's production for animal feed or biofuels or whatnot, it's not in their best interest to grow organic, quite simply. And so we have a hard job ahead of us, certainly, to do that.
My question on your cost structure, the logistic part of your project, how many percentage of that contribute to the price of of what the user, the end user, have to pay. And the second question is that how do you manage the risks of all the uncertainties, especially when your farm is organic, but the neighbor, how about the contamination and also the pesticide?
Okay, just to go to the transportation quickly as well. At the moment, so we are happy to discuss more in detail to answer your question after
Thank
this.
you very much.